This is StorySALOON, short stories, centre stage. I'm Jane Messer. In this episode, we're going to hear 3 tiny short stories, flash fictions by West Australian writer Gillian O'Shaughnessy from our June live show. Gillian is an award-winning writer living in Perth. Her flash fictions and short stories have been published widely in Australian and international journals and anthologies. They are read by Monica Sayers, a proud Australian-born Chinese actor who also works as a director and voiceover artist. She's acted in many film and television roles and with major theatre companies including the Belvoir St Theatre, Sydney Theatre Company, Bell Shakespeare and Hayes Theatre. To qualify as a flash fiction, a short story must be very short, under a few hundred words or up to 2 to 3 pages. One of the most famous flash fictions is by the late American writer Ernest Hemingway. It's fearless and poignant. It's just 6 words long. For sale. Baby shoes. Never worn. And now here is Monica Sayers reading the short stories, Starfish. In this tale of a suburban tiger, the part of the mother is played by a bird, and 1989. Expect interesting combinations of realism and the fantastical in the stories you're about to hear. You could also read these stories online. Just follow the link in the episode notes.
Starfish by Gillian O'Shaughnessy. At 19, you're single, with a newborn daughter and live with your mother. It's not what you expected. If you'd thought it through, which you didn't, maybe you would have taken that pill or insisted on the condom. Or maybe you wouldn't have said yes, only because you couldn't be bothered saying no. And besides, it was something to do and you were bored. If you'd thought it through, which you hadn't, you might be somewhere else now, maybe pouring a beer in a bar overseas or tripping through a grassy field at a music festival down south, staying up late, wearing Wellington boots and frayed denim shorts, dizzy from wine and boys with impossible smiles. She doesn't have a name yet, this girl who is yours. Nothing you can think of seems to fit. You think you should be more decisive, that maybe it's a sign you don't love her enough, that you're not a natural mother. You've heard that happens to some women. They can't attach. She's longer and thinner than you expected. She has bow legs, a small pot belly. Her skin is covered in fur. Her umbilical cord is pinned shut by a pink plastic peg. Her eyes are watchful and as blue as mystery. You've been told they'll change colour soon. At dusk, on one of the nights that are always the same now, your mother answers a knock at the door while you hover in the hall with your baby in a pram that doubles as a bassinet. They were cheap, as a 2-in-1. A woman appears, holding a bottle of wine like an offering. Your neighbour has come to introduce herself. Make some new friends, she says. She has large, loose breasts and tattoos, wears a thin, strappy singlet and no bra. You try not to stare. It feels like an adventure. Your mother invites your neighbour in, pours the wine and offers to read her tarot cards. It's what your mother does when she thinks someone's lonely. She thinks everyone is lonely underneath. The neighbour accepts. She's invited to shuffle the deck and split the cards into 3 even piles. As close as you can manage, your mum says. Doesn't matter. Your mum picks up the middle pile and lays the cards out in the classic Celtic cross. The death card comes up in the centre, a skeleton riding a horse, people falling senselessly in their path, and a man wearing gold and a hat like a pope begs to be spared. It doesn't mean death, your mum says quickly. Only change, spiritual transformation. It can be a good thing. She points to another card. It shows a woman in a white dress on a throne holding a sceptre, wearing a crown adorned with 12 stars. The Empress, the embodiment of love and abundance. Perhaps a baby will come into your life soon, your mum says. Maybe for you. Maybe someone close to you. The woman says she works at a brothel up the road. She takes calls and greets the customers as they come in. It's excellent money and she can choose her own shifts. The girls are great, she adds. Some of them even call me auntie. You admire her tattoos to show you're cool about it all. You're cool about everything. You're a cool person. She offers to show you the one on her breast and lifts her singlet before you can stop her. A blue and yellow butterfly is inked on her skin, its edges frayed, its wings outstretched as if in flight. It's in honour of her baby daughter, your neighbour explains. She died before she was old enough to live. There's a rose bush planted for her in the garden of angels at the hospital. She tells you she can't have children anymore, not since she lost her little girl. She tried everything. Her husband flies in, flies out at the mines up north. She says it's worth being apart so often for the extra cash he brings home. IVF is expensive, but the babies won't stick. If you want to sell your baby, she says, we would buy her, if you'd like to. We can give you good money. You say, no, that's okay, she's mine. She's wanted. I want her. You feel like crying. Thank you anyway. You look down at your lap. Your mother says, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you've had this painful time. She continues the tarot reading after a pause, her voice a little faster, like she wants to get this over with, like she wants this woman and her loss out of her house, away from her daughter and her daughter's baby, as though the agony in the room is contagious. You put out your hand, clutching the side of the pram, and see your daughter staring up at you. Always when she is looking, she arches her spine and tilts her head back. She watches intently, like a cyborg, processing information. You grasp her hand too tightly. You think, for no reason, maybe her eyes are changing colour. Maybe today they're more green than blue. Later, when the woman is gone and your mother has locked the door, checked it twice, and talked again about pity, you feed your baby girl and lay down, just the two of you. You tuck a yellow blanket around her. It has daisies and a satin edge. You smell her head and stroke the soft indent on her skull. She flings her arms out wide. A starfish. Then she tells you her name is Emily. This story is In This Tale of a Suburban Tiger. Your mother flies away today. She rugs up in her warmest feathers, her favourite yellow cardigan, worn soft in the wash, and her best plaid slacks. With a round carry case over her shoulder, she shakes her hollow bones, flexes her wings and sails into the sky. You wonder if she plans to ever return. You wonder if the tiger knows she's leaving. You chase her as far as the river, where the water shines like a scatter of silver coin and white gulls scream under a high sun. The birds fly to meet her. They wheel and swoop and tangle in the long stream of her once auburn hair. You look for clues to explain her departure. You check among the paperbarks that straggle the edge of the riverbank, glance under the pilings at the bridge. You wade through tall rushes. Her nest is not too hard to find. It looks old and carefully crafted from sticks and spiderweb. It's steeped in her lemon scent. In it, there are broken feathers and 3 white teeth streaked with blood. Big cat curved. You pick them up. They lie bone cool in the palm of your hand. Your mother circles low, cries a cut-glass cry, then soars with the wind away. That's when you're sure she knew about the tiger. That's when you're sure she lied. You'd try to tell her you were afraid, showed her where the tiger hunted after dark, where he paced in the shelter of the trees that lined your street, licked his heavy paws with a rough tongue under your broken porch light, or prowled the hallway while she slept and you didn't. You'd pick at the strands of his blaze orange coat, snagged on broken nails and jagged fencing, pointed out deep prints in the grass. You begged her to protect you. There's no such thing as tigers in the suburbs, your mother said. But she wouldn't meet your eyes. The last you see of her, she's heading for the offing, far from the riverbanks, out to sea. You stand on the edge of the shoreline, try to call her back, but she's beyond blood ties. Behind you, you sense the prickle of a watchful gaze. You feel the damp, smoky fingers of approaching jungle mist curling through the mudflats and around the water reeds. It reminds you of a hot, thick breath crawling over your skin late at night when your mother is asleep. (1989). We get our story straight. Cluster outside clubs with fake IDs. Shiver. Throw our handbags in the centre of our circle. Dance. Take drinks from strangers. Toss our hair. Stagger. Put our hands to steady our steps. We vomit green, ginger, wine and beer. Duck into cars or the shadow of doorways in yellow-lit, rain-splashed high streets. Go home with men who don't want to be our boyfriends. Find our underwear in the dark. Steal change from jars to get the bus home. Take off our shoes. Tiptoe up hallways. Listen out for our mothers. Get our story straight. Thank you.
The live readings for Story Saloon at the Vanguard were recorded by Martin Gallagher. Your host has been Jane Messer. A big thanks to the whole Story Saloon team.